The curse of yoga accreditation. What do I mean by this? From my experience of being in the yoga world for, well, about 2.5 decades now, as a practitioner, as a teacher, and as a trainer of teachers, there is this thing called yoga accreditation. And yoga is this kind of, if you don't know, if you're newer and you're looking for a training, you may or may not know this because not many people actually talk about this. This is kind of like, you could say, inside information. And you kind of only find out about it after you've done the training or maybe once you start teaching. So I'll just tell you before, in case you're someone who's considering a training. Yoga accreditation is great because yoga is something that doesn't fit in any box. So, and that is good and bad because, yoga is this kind of mysterious, mythical thing that doesn't fit in any box and still till today cannot fit in any box. So there isn't a governing body, but there are accreditation, organizations, or they're more kind of like registries on the internet. And I won't name any because, you can go and do your own research on those. There's more and more of those around the world. Frankly, I think it is a good thing that there is an attempt to have some standards around yoga trainings. So yoga accreditation bodies creating standards like a 200-hour and a 500-hour is a really good thing, because otherwise I suspect that the quality of trainings would generally be far worse than what it is. And right now, the way the industry is that, it's a huge range of from amazing to, the opposite end of that and everything in between. So if you're someone searching for the training, I would recommend don't get caught up on the whole 200-hour, 500-hour thing, because that's one of the traps that a lot of people fall into, and because it sounds like our brains like a path of progression. That's just kind of how we are wired. We think that, I've done first step, so now the second step. So a lot of people would say, first step is a 200-hour, so let me go do a 200-hour. And then they say, what's the next step? Let me do a 300-hour, let me do a 500-hour, and then now I am, qualified, or I feel like I've got a piece of paper that's going to tell me that I am at a certain level. And that is kind of true, but not always completely true. So I always say in our trainings, the piece of paper that you get at the end can mess you up, right? Kind of like fucks with your head a little bit, because sometimes we think that piece of paper means like, this is it, I'm ready, I'm done. And the piece of paper, the certificate at the end of your training, in my opinion, is your license to start learning. The journey has just started. And what is in a 200-hour? The 200-hour training that I lead, our Inspire program, is not your stock standard 200-hour, because we do so much deep inner work in it. That is actually my passion. That is my gift, I would say, in this lifetime. So, I don't uncouple that from the training. So you just get that as a given. And I'd suspect that most, if not all, trainings don't have that, or the depth of what we have. So look, I guess what I'm saying that is because you want to look for what is right for you. What is the outcome that you want? If you want a training that is going to deliver more postural based work, more technical, then make sure that your training delivers that and go for that. If you're looking for a training that balances out the technical with the inner work, then make sure you go for that and you do your research and look for that. And speak to the people who have done the trainings, look at people's testimonials. Go check out the teacher if you can, spend some time with them, either in their classes, or if they've got some kind of like a bridging type program, like, we have our foundations program, which is a 3-day program where you get to come and just get a taste of what is it that I'm teaching, and who the hell am I, and why should you even, bother? So you're not making the full commitment, you get to dip your toes in. My advice to you would be, don't get distracted with or fooled by the whole 200-hour, 500-hour thing. A lot of times it's one of the first questions people ask me is like, is this or that? And it's like, yes, that's all kind of taken care of. But what you should be more interested in is, in my opinion, why do you want to do a training? And does the training that you're looking for, or the options of the trainings that you're looking for, which one is the most likely one to give you the results that you're after? Just my opinion, it really is up to you. One sad thing is that people sometimes think, all trainings are the same, and I understand why you would think that, but they're not. They're not equal, they're not the same. So choose one that is right for you, right? It's not to say this is the best or that is the best. What's best is what's best for you. So you have to match what you want to the results that they're giving. Just my opinion. I hope that helps. So if you've been following my posts recently, as I declared April to be yoga month, and you would have seen some of the interviews here on my Instagram feed, on my social media. One of the people that I interviewed was Gret Batchelor, who lives in Lisbon now with her family and is living her dream life, teaching yoga. She's on her way to setting up a studio there. You'll hear it in the testimonial. And her starting point was at the Foundations program. Now, the Foundations program, people kept messaging me and asking, what is this Foundations program? And it's something that I used to do in person. It was a 3-day in-person program where we go deeper into the yoga practice, we go deeper into the yoga philosophy teachings, and which ties into inner work. We then do some exercises that make it not just head knowledge, but practical, that you can actually have some shifts there and then while you're in program. We go deeper into the teachings of yoga and start to explore what it is like to start your journey as a yoga teacher, right? So you get some dipping your toes into teaching, some tools and tips and strategies around teaching, and also creating your goals, because not everyone joins a teacher training to become a yoga teacher. Maybe you're doing it to grow, to learn more. So whatever it is that you're looking for, as you've heard me say before, it's always a good idea to go meet the teacher, spend some time with them, learn a little bit if you can. And this Foundations program that people have now messaged me several times about, they've inspired me to create an online version of it. Our latest, greatest, most up-to-date version of our online Foundations program is now about to happen. So to find out more, you can click the link in my bio or the link below or in the comments and get signed up, because this version is very affordable compared to what I used to do before. It's about a 10% off the in-person investment for the program. So I've made it really easy, accessible for you to come check it out. It's 3 days online. You can be anywhere in the world. Come dip your toes in, check out this work, find out if you're aligned, and if you don't, then no problem. But if you do, then there'll be options for you to continue your journey from here on. One more thing, the online Foundations program, I created the Foundations program because I found my students in my studio were on their mat and they had this dream of doing a yoga training. Now I say it like that because not everyone wants to become a yoga teacher. Some people do a training because they want to actually grow, learn more about yoga. And some people actually want to go in deep and do some healing and deep transformational work. So different people have different reasons. But what I found was a lot of my students were sitting on their mat and actually just having this dream. Maybe you have it on your vision board, maybe you have it on your goals, maybe it was in your New Year's resolution, and maybe it's just kind of passing every year, and you're still dreaming about it. I found that when I started talking to some of my students and I say, hey, have you been thinking about the training? They're like, oh, do you think I could do this? Do you think I'm good enough? And if this speaks to you, then you're absolutely ready and you're good enough. So they inspired me to create something in between being a practitioner, a student, to you're feeling like you're good enough or ready to actually sign up for a full training. That can seem like a big leap for you. So the online Foundations program is a bridge that helps you go from student to considering a training and actually considering if this training is right for you or if any training might be right for you. Hopefully that helps. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you got lots from it. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so that you get notified first when I upload my next video. And before you head off, be sure to leave me a comment or a question in the comment section below. See you in my next video.